Hi, my name is Ted. Today I'm going to show you how to find an invalid reference in a cell in Excel. By this, what I mean is a lot of times you'll be working with an Excel spreadsheet and you'll get some kind of error, either an NA or a not a number error or something as simple as dividing by 0. And especially in a very complicated spreadsheet, it can be very hard to trace back to where the error is, where the formula is that's giving you the error. Because what happens when you have an error and then it's used in another calculation and then that calculation is used somewhere else, you'll get a lot of cells that have an error. So I've created a little spreadsheet with just some dummy numbers, but it has some calculations. And when you look at it, you can see that somewhere on this sheet there's a divide by 0. Well, there's a bunch of them. But the error is being carried from one sheet to the next, or one cell to the next. So there's a very useful tool that I actually learned not too long ago, and since I've used it all the time to diagnose a spreadsheet. And that's in the formula menu, and it may look different depending on your particular computer and your version of Excel and the operating system you're using. But it's always under the formula menu, and it's called trace precedence, trace dependence, and then remove arrows, and you'll see what that means in just a minute. What you want to do is go to a cell, and just, I'm doing the cell at the bottom right because it's probably the final calculation here, and click on that cell and click on trace precedence. And what that'll do is it has an arrow going back to any numbers that enter into that calculation. So, and you can see the formula is the sum from E2 to E10. So what it's saying is that the calculation in E11 used all the numbers from E2 to E10. So let's remove the arrows, and let's go back to one of the lines in that column that have an error. We'll click on this one in E5 that has an error, and once again click on trace precedence. And so what that's telling us is the calculation in cell E5 used the values in cells C5 and D5. So let's remove the arrows and just continue tracing back. So now we're going to click on cell D5 and click on trace precedence. And there we go. It used values in cell A5 and C5. Well, A5 is a good number, so our culprit must be C5. And let's look at it. C5 is A5 divided by B5. Well, guess what? B5 is 0. That's our error. Now, obviously, this is a simple enough spreadsheet. You could have found that out on your own. But what I wanted to show you is this very useful way of diagnosing a spreadsheet with this feature in the formulas menu. And just one final point. I clicked on the trace precedence. Now let's show what happens when you do trace dependence. As you might guess, it's going to go the opposite way. It's going to say, what are the calculations that use the cell that we're selecting? So let's trace dependence, and cell A3 is used in cell C3, D3, and also down at the bottom in A11, which is the sum of column A. So I hope this has been useful. I'm Ted, and today I showed you how to find when a formula is giving you an invalid result in Excel. Thank you for watching.